Hello. For this lesson, we're going to be working on the present simple. And to get warmed up and see if you really need to work on this some more, I have some sentences here that have a lot of errors in them. So what I want you to do is take a look at these sentences and see how could I make these correct into the present simple. So the first one we have, every morning I am drinking a cup of coffee, taking a shower, and going to my school. How could we change that, okay? Think about it. The next one, the sky is being blue. Okay, it's a fact. How could we switch that, make it correct? Number 3, they ain't got no money. Okay, I think you might be able to immediately see one in there. Number 4, what means terrible in Dutch? How do we do a correct question in the present simple? And the last one, this might be a bit tricky, I'm loving that color on you. Okay, what's wrong with that sentence? All right, so let's talk more about the present simple and how to form it. Okay, here we see how to form the present simple. We have subject plus verb and an S or ES tacked on to the end of the verb in the third person. And the third person just means like he, she, Tom, Emily, for example. So for the other ones, you would just say like, for example, I like cheese or he likes cheese. Okay, to make a question, we have do or does plus the subject plus the verb. For example, do you like cheese or does he like cheese? And notice that when we have do, we're not adding, or does, we're not adding the S to the end of like. We're not saying, does he likes cheese? It's just, does he like cheese? And to make it negative, subject plus do, does plus not, plus the verb. I do not like cheese, or he does not like cheese. Okay, so we know how to form it, but why are we using the present simple? This is really important. Okay, the first use is repeated actions. So things you do every day, or habits, or hobbies. We're going to be using the present simple. So let's look at some more examples of this, repeated actions and sentences. Okay, for example, I play chess. She does not play chess. Does he play chess? Okay, we have again the positive, the negative form, and the question. And another example, the train leaves every morning at 8. The train does not leave at 9. When does the train usually leave? And you can read the rest for yourself. All right, the next use of the present simple is for facts or generalizations. Okay, so let's think of some facts off the top of our head. For example, that we saw the sky is blue, or the earth goes around the sun. This is using the present simple. And these facts, maybe they're not true, but we're still going to be using the present simple. So let's look at some more examples of that. Cats like milk. Birds do not like milk. Do pigs like milk? Or California is in America. California is not in the United Kingdom, for example. And you can read the rest on your own. Okay, so the first two uses are the most common, and we have two more uses. And this one's scheduled events in the near future. Yes, you can talk about the near future with the present simple, so that can be kind of tricky. But basically, this is just with public transportation, like the train leaves at 8, for example. Just like we see here. Or like you're having a party tonight, so you could say the party starts at 8 o'clock, or when does class begin tomorrow? And the last use for, is for now with non-continuous verbs. That seems very scary and maybe you never heard of it. But yeah, these are special verbs. Verbs are not all the same, like the verb to love. We don't normally say loving. It's not correct. So to get a good idea of this, let's just look at some examples to help. So here are some common non-continuous verbs, like the verb to be, like is, are, was, were, to want, to need, to seem, to like, to love, or to hate. And there are some more, but these are the really common ones, so just be aware of it. For example, he is needing help now. We don't say that, okay? Even though he needs help now, we just say he needs help now. We don't need the ing. Or he is wanting a drink now. No, just he wants a drink now. And like the last one, we're doing an emotional verb. And instead of she is hating her brother's attitude, we should say she hates her brother's rude attitude. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do is I have some sentences here, and what I want you to do is make them into a question and the negative form of the present simple. So number 1, the bus leaves at 7:15. Okay, how do I make that into a question? Okay, when does the bus leave? Okay, that could be a question. And the negative form, we need not. So the bus does not leave at 7:15, or you could say a different time, for example. And so just look at the rest of these, and you can do this on your own and think of the questions and the negative forms of all these.